Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the regular season finale of high school football here on WYLN. The undefeated Berwick Bulldogs have traveled to Hazleton to take on the hometown Cougars of Hazleton area. You are looking live at Harmon Geist Stadium in Hazleton, home of the Hazleton area Cougars. Thank you for joining us for WYLN's continuing coverage of high school football. I'm Marty Burns, joined by the coach, Joe DeMelfi. He has returned, coach Joe Flanagan on the sidelines. Jim Burns on the stats. And as you can see, the Hazleton area Cougar captains, the Berwick Bulldog captains, heading out to midfield to meet with referee Jay Rowan. Let's head field level for tonight's opening coin toss.
Senior night, that's why. Okay, Hazleton, you want the ball. You guys have to kick or go. You defend, put your back straight. Hey, Hazleton right here. I got 22. Hazleton won and will receive. Okay, thanks, guys. Let's have a good one.
And we're going to see that Hazleton area offense, particularly that running game right off the bat, Joe. Hazleton area won the toss. They want the football to start tonight's game. The Bulldogs of Berwick will go on defense to start. It'll be very interesting to see what prevails to start this game, this Hazleton area running game, or if this Berwick defense can stop it.
Yeah, I think one of the things defensively, when you look at the Bulldogs, they've been very aggressive. They get to the ball. They run the field very well. It'll be interesting to see how they match up front with the defensive line because of the Hazleton area offensive game. The running game especially has been very effective this year. So that'll be something we look for early on, the matchup between the offensive line and the Cougars and the defensive line of the Bulldogs.
And as I was mentioning near the end of the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance pregame show, I would think, he won't mention it to his team, but I would think Coach Curry and his staff, a big concern tonight on the eve of the playoffs. You really want to get out of this injury-free if you could as well.
Yeah, and Berwick has had several injuries, and we're going to talk about that in a little while, that have really taken some key players from them. So you're right, injury always a big factor.
Had a little chance to check out the officials. Jay Rowan, the referee, Al Williams, the umpire, Steve Grzmiski, Harry Caskey, Bill Monahan, Mike Monahan fill out the officiating crew. We now pause for our national anthem. That was the Hazleton Area High School Marching Band performing tonight's national anthem. We are moments away from the start of tonight's game here on WYLN. Thank you for joining us. Week number 10. Can you believe it's here, Joe, already? The end of the regular season.
We keep talking about it all the time. We can't wait for it to begin, and before you know it, it's over. And we've had some very good games this year, Marty. I expect this one to be a good one. And as I said, if the Cougars can keep it close, they may have a chance.
Get a look at Olivia Seeley wearing number 31. She'll kick it off. Back deep for the Cougars, number 6, Jeff Oakes. Number 33, Zach Zukoski. And a short kickoff as tonight's game is underway. Fiddled by one of the upmen, that was Joey Basic. And Basic is going to be pushed out of bounds near the 35-yard line, and that's where the Cougars will start week number 10. As they'll be in the red going from left to right on your screen.
Marty, there's a good indication of a direction kick, and there's the Hazleton offense.
Chirico, Kopczynski, Benet, Gasser, DeSpirito up front. Glenn Zukoski to tight end. Oaks and Gavin Kopczynski to receivers. Nick George, Zach Zukoski behind quarterback Ryan Heller. Zukoski will go in motion out of the backfield. Heller throws to Oaks, complete. Oaks has a first down and more, eludes one tackle. He's into Berwick territory with a Harry's You Pull It first down.
Came out with trips, a little bit of motion. Hit it. They hit Oaks on that quick slant. He was under the secondary, Berwick in that zone, and picks up good yardage after making the catch.
Ball marked at the Berwick 47. Some late changes by the Bulldogs. Heller again out of the gun. This time he'll hand off to Zukoski, and he is dropped for a loss of about 2 on the play, making the tackle Tanner Weaver. We're going to look at that Bulldog defense. I'm sorry, Joe. 5-man front. Vandermark, Grassley, Pierce, Petty, Mazonki. Weaver, we saw him there with that big hit with Stout as the linebackers. Klinger and Kowalski, the corners. Wenner and Thomas, the safeties.
I think Hazleton area going to have to throw it just a little bit to open it up. Weaver stepped up, made a great tackle right at the line of scrimmage, which ended up as a 2-yard loss.
Zukoski again in motion out of the backfield. Heller looking for the screen to George, and he loses his footing and another loss. Officially making the tackle Alex Klinger, and that'll set up Hazleton area with a 3rd down and 14 back at their own 49.
I'll tell you one of the things that happened, Vandermark, A.J. Vandermark, defensive end for Berwick, put a lot of pressure on Heller, and he was trying to drop that ball in there and got a little short. So we're looking at 3rd and long for the Cougars.
Don't forget the official beverage of the WYLN sports team, Hazel Park Water Store Spring Water. Bulldogs coming with pressure. Heller's pass is tipped by Klinger, incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Alex Klinger was able to get over Berwick coming after Heller with a little bit of pressure, and then Klinger comes over, makes a play, tips it over the receiver. Cougars will look to punt it away.
Back deep for the Bulldogs. Number 21, Dane Kowalski. Number 22, P.J. Wiegand. Tristan Williams to punt it away. This will be Wiegand from the 19. And he's going to be chased down from behind. Nice special teams play there by Jeff Oaks.
Oaks down the field very quickly, something we talked about pregame. Hazleton area has done a nice job on coverage, punts and kickoffs. Oaks right there.
Gonna look at that Bulldog offense. Sturley, Beckley, Ginger, Pierce, and Perla. Woodashik, the tight end. Forson, Wiegand, the receivers. Kowalski and Stout behind quarterback C.J. Curry. Curry, the senior, 6'2", 195. 16 touchdowns, 3 interceptions on the season. And he'll roll right, and he's gonna keep it. Curry out across the 25 to about the 27. For a gain of about 4 on the play.
Burke shifts the trips right, very tight trips. Curry runs a quarterback sweep to the right side and picks up good yardage on a 1st down.
4-man front for that Cougar defense. Beltrami, Benet, Gasser, and Oliver. Castillo, George, Zukoski, Ed Beelan in at linebacker as Zach Zukoski will go out the corner with Joey Basic. Jeff Oaks, the safety. Curry hands it off to Kowalski. Kowalski has a 1st down and more. He's in the Cougar territory, and he'll be brought down near the 40-yard line by Joseph Oliver, but not before Dane Kowalski picks up a big Harry's You Pull It Bulldog 1st down.
Dane Kowalski has been a very good player for the Bulldogs this year. He was able to get the ball up the field, plays well on defense, so a key part of the Bulldog team, picks up big yardage and the 1st down for the Bulldogs.
Kowalski coming into tonight's game, 680 yards rushing, but 7 yards per carry, plus 16 rushing touchdowns for the Dogs. 1st and 10. It's a handoff to Kowalski again. Kowalski has about 9 on the play. Didn't quite get the first down, but another big run by this Berwick offense.
There's a little bit of a counter trap. The 2 up backs in front of Kowalski. One kicks out, one leads up, and Kowalski takes it off the right side. Again, one of the things we talked about was the matchup. Berwick defensive line, Hazleton offensive line, Hazleton defensive line, Berwick offensive line. And right now, the Bulldogs up front doing an excellent job.
2nd and 2, and Kowalski again bounces off the pile, gets pushed back. We'll see where forward progress gives Dane Kowalski. Castillo leading the charge for the Cougar defense.
If you think you've seen that play before, you have. They ran it the play before. Same play, kick out, the remaining back up the field. But that time, Hazleton area does an excellent job with their defense, forcing a 3rd down.
3rd and inches. They have to get to the 31. Ball marked just shy of the 31. Empty backfield for Curry, and he'll keep it. C.J. Curry inside the 30 to the 29. Good for another. Bulldog harries you pull it. First down.
Good push for the right side of that offensive line. Ginger, Pierce, Perla. C.J. Curry's able to get the ball above the marker for the first down. So the Bulldogs on first possession moving the ball, Marty.
Ball marked at the Cougar 29, 1st and 10. Kowalski again. Dane Kowalski still on his feet. Gets down to about the 20-yard line. Another big gain on first down. 2nd and short coming up for the Bulldogs.
That was a power play kick out. Nice kick out block by Vandermark, who also plays defensive end for the Bulldogs. I think one of the things you have to do if you're Hazleton, I don't know that you can just sit in the defense. I think you have to send people up the field, do some different type of movement to try to confuse the blocking.
Play action. Curry to the end zone. Incomplete. They'll say Force was out of bounds. 3rd and short coming up.
I'll tell you what, Andrew Force has been a force for the Bulldogs. He really has turned into a very good receiver. He's tall, he's about 6'3", good size. When you get him on a matchup with the defensive back that's 5'8", 5'9", you have to go after it.
Zach Zukowski on the coverage. 3rd and short for the Bulldogs. Curry keeps a loose one defender. Gets inside the 15 to about the 11. Good for a harries you pull it first down.
This is just a fake inside. Good down block by Vandermark again. But this is a fake inside. Vandermark got the block that sprung Curry around the corner. But there's no other, that's not an option. There's nobody to option to. There's no other running back. So you got that fake inside, which people have to honor. You do that with a down man and a linebacker. But then Curry's coming around the corner. You need quick run support from your secondary.
The Bulldogs in the Grand Central red zone. The toss to Kowalski. A host of red shirts converge upon him after he gains about 3 on the play. A.J. Gasser brought him down.
Gasser did a great job along with the help of some of his friends on this toss play. You want to try to get downhill as quick as you can. Kowalski had nowhere to go. So we're looking at a 2nd and about 6 yards. One thing that the Bulldogs are doing in this instance is moving the ball, Marty, but you look at the clock, there's 5:56 left first quarter, so they're eating clock also.
Curry out of the gun, rolls right, looks, throws to the end zone, has Force. He's in, or no, they're going to say he's out of bounds. Right at the stick.
Yeah, the official had him right there. Couldn't control his momentum. C.J. Curry sprints toward him. We talked about it right there, and he had 1 foot in, but the other foot went out because he couldn't pull himself up quick enough. So Bulldogs have 3rd down and about, looks like less than a yard, Marty.
And they're going to go to Jordan Stout for the carry and the Berwick touchdown.
I'll tell you what, anytime that ball was about on the 2 or 3 yard line, watch this push by that offensive line. And there you see it. Not too many defensive people up the field, which is where you have to be to stop that play.
Stout, 6'1", 230-pound senior. Followed that big offensive line into the end zone. His 5th rushing touchdown on the year. Olivia Seeley for the point after. Hold is bobbled and lost and recovered by Hazleton area. Point after no good. 5:39 left in the opening quarter. Bulldogs lead it 6-0.
It's Octoburger. The sale's so big, they named a month after it. At Burger Mazda in Hazleton.
Hi, Jerry here, Burger Mazda Hazleton. It's Octoburger. We've got a great deal for you. 2013 Mazda 3s starting at just $15,495. It's brand new. Or sign and drive, $159 a month. You can't beat that deal.
Test drive a Mazda today. It's Octoburger at Burger Mazda, just off I-81, exit 145, Route 93, Hazleton.
Tri-County Business Machines has been serving the Hazleton area with office supplies and furniture for over 35 years. We are your local Kyocera dealer for all your digital Kyocera copiers, printers, and faxes. For exceptional reliability, sales, and service, the call to make is to Tri-County Business Machines. Tri-County Business Machines, keeping your office up to speed. Tri-County Business Machines, located at 117 East Broad Street, Hazleton. Phone 459-0754 or visit us on the web at tricountybm.com.
Welcome back to Harmon Guy Stadium. The Bulldogs take their opening possession, 77 yards in 11 plays, and lead at 6-0. Seeley a short kick, but this is Basic, and he is going to be brought down at the 26. Forward progress may give him the 30-yard line as Zach Andrus on the tackle. He'll give him forward progress to the 29-yard line.
Berwick doing a good job of coverage. Again, that directional kick cuts the field down. That time Basic tried to go wide field, but he has to go almost one side to the other, over 50 yards. So the Bulldogs were able to get down and make the tackle.
Mentioned that long drive by the Bulldogs. They took 4:30 off the clock and were 3 of 3 on third down. And Kowalski, 5 carries, 54 yards on that drive. Zukowski taking it wide, able to pick up some positive yardage out near the 35-yard line. Again, looks like where they mark him out of bounds will be about 4 yards.
Yeah, missed tackle right there. Then Zukowski keeps trying to stretch it, finally runs out of room, but does pick up 4 yards.
Heller out of the gun. Zukowski in motion to the bottom of your screen. They fake to him and give to George. George will get maybe a yard or two. Is not fooled on the play is Jordan Stout, who came up with the tackle.
Fake to the motion man, gave to the back coming back in the opposite direction. Jordan Stout does a nice job of playing his responsibility. Makes the tackle, 3rd and 5 for Hazleton area. I think the Cougars, they came out in the first series, Marty, threw that quick slant and picked up good yardage. I think that's something I know you, as a coach, you have to think yourself, we don't want to turn over. You can't play scared. I think one of the things they have to do is go to the short game, short passing game.
Low snap, a pitch to Oakes. Oakes trying to get the first down. It's going to be very close, as coming up to make the tackle was Kowalski.
Kowalski with a sure tackle on Oakes, and it looks like he may have picked up the first down.
They will move the chains. That run by Oakes, good for a Harry Zhu Pullet. Cougar first down at the 39. See the time remaining on the Berger Family Dealership scoreboard. Bulldogs up 6-0 over Hazleton area. He'll sling it out to Oakes. He's looking to throw it. Looking for Kopczynski. Incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Wenner with a heads-up play. Would be easy when that first right here, ball's throwing. It would be easy if you're in the secondary to break up on the ball, but Wenner does an excellent job playing his responsibility. We look at second down for Hazleton area.
So Zukowski will be alongside Heller as he goes out of the gun on this 4-receiver set, 2nd and 10. Some movement up front.
I think we're going to have an offside against the Bulldogs. Looked like the defensive end on the right side took a step up the field very quickly before the snap, unless he was drawn. And he was not.
So it'll make it a 2nd down and 5 at the 44. 4:11 left in the opening quarter. 6-0 Bulldogs. We thank you for joining us tonight on WILN. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Joe DeMelfi, Joe Flanagan on the sidelines, Jim Burns on the stats. Heller this time under center, gives to Zukowski. Weaver met him, but not before Zukowski spun and gained about 4 yards on the play.
That was a good job of running the ball by Zukowski. Hit at the line of scrimmage, picked up a couple. Big 3rd down for this Hazleton offense.
Third down and 2 from the 47. Heller out of the gun. That's going to be a direct snap to Zukowski. The Bulldog defense not fooled. Klinger, and I believe that was Vandermark on the play.
Here you see it, Marty, right side. And as you mentioned, Vandermark again with the tackle, help from Klinger. Looking at 4th and about, a long 3 for the Cougars, who are looking to punt it away again.
Kowalski and number 28, Kyle Trenholm, back deep for the Bulldogs. This will be Trenholm from the 26. And he's going to be brought down by Oakes from behind after a return of about 4 yards.
Oakes again with a great job on punt coverage. Hustles down the field, make that tackle after a very short gain. Here you see him. The reason he's down there, got by the person who was supposed to block him. It's hard to make a downfield block, but you need to shield that person. Or, Marty, with your position on the field, force him to go around your outside shoulder. That time it'll take him longer to get there.
And maybe after this play, I'd like to mention about Jeff Oakes, as it's a 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 30. This will be Stout, and Stout with a big run on 1st down. Looks like they give him about 5 to the 35, but Jeff Oakes, very speedy player, has shown some good hands in the receiving portion of the game for Hazleton area. Had a big interception last week in their game against East Stroudsburg South, but 5'7", 150. And Joe, if you were a coach and had the heart that Jeff Oakes had with every player on your team, you'd be a very successful football team.
You know, you have the bench press, you have vertical jump, and all those other things to measure. Nobody can measure a heart and how badly a person wants to play.
And that young man has definitely been a leader for this Hazleton area team and will be missed, as Curry on 2nd down finds Trenholm for a Bulldog. Harry Jupulit, 1st down out to the 44.
Trenholm went to the right side and sort of ran a sneaky route. CJ makes a little shoulder move and then makes the throw to Trenholm for the 1st down. One of the things we said at the beginning of the game, Marty, don't let yourself get 2, 3, 4 scores behind, because then you really are struggling. Hazleton defensively has to come up with a big play.
Kowalski in motion out of the backfield. Curry looked that way, and he's going to be pressured and brought down for a loss. Joseph Oliver on the play.
Great play by Oliver. What CJ was doing, CJ Curry, the quarterback for Berwick, looked this way, and he was going to go back to force, I believe. And nothing there. Oliver got up the field and made the tackle.
Loss of 3 on the play, back to the 42. 2nd down and 13. Empty backfield. Curry, quick drop, pass, tipped and incomplete. Looking for Trenholm.
Tried to throw the quick ball right side. Ball got up on Curry when he made that throw. So we're looking at 3rd and long for the Bulldogs.
Curry will go out of the gun on 3rd and 13. Rolls left. Looks under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Brought down by Charles Benet.
We've seen Benet make big plays defensively for the Cougars. That time, CJ Curry sprinted to his left, the wide field. Benet is able to get up the field and then make the sack. So the Bulldogs will punt it away after Hazleton defensively comes up with a big series.
Alex Klinger to punt it away. Zukoski, Oaks back deep for the Cougars. Left-footed kicker, deep kick over Oaks' head, and it's going to roll inside the 10. Still rolling and be downed at about the 6-yard line, and a big punt from Klinger changes field position. Cougars will start inside their own 10. We want to remind you that high school football on WYLN is brought to you by Northeast Gold and Silver Exchange inside the Churchill Mall. They're paying the highest prices for your gold and silver, unwanted, broken, or new. Call them at 570-497-4177. And by AM Delivers 19. AM Delivers fast, free, reliable service. Use the same-day dry cleaning service used by Cougars football. Call Angelo today at 570-436-2705. Zukoski on 1st down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10 from about the 6-yard line.
2 things, Marty. We talk about fielding the ball as the first quarter comes to an end.
Through a quarter here at Harmon Guy Stadium. The score, Berwick 6, Hazleton area nothing. You're watching live high school football on WYLN.
Award-winning children's recording artist Laurie Berkner will bring her music to Hazleton when the Laurie Berkner Band performs at the Wiltsey Center at the Historic Castle on Saturday, November 23rd at 2 p.m. Doors open at 12:30. Tickets may be purchased through wiltseycenter.org or at Ticketmaster retail outlets including select Boscov's and Walmart locations. The Laurie Berkner Band, November 23rd at the Wiltsey Center at the Historic Castle.
Schumacher Engineering Incorporated, providing diversified consulting engineering services throughout the Northeast for over 30 years. Call 455-9407 for Schumacher Engineering Incorporated.
We welcome you back to live high school football, week number 10 here on WYLN. Berwick leading 6-0, and the Cougars deep in their own territory have a 2nd and 10 from their own 6.
Talked about the importance of fielding a punt. That time Oaks let the ball. He could have, I thought, fielded the punt, but he let it go, and it ended up inside the 5-yard line, not where you want to start your offense.
This is Zukoski. Gets stood up by Klinger. Ball comes out, but they'll say he's down on the play. Picks up about 9 yards to the 15. 3rd and short coming up for the Cougars.
Strong run by Zukoski. Was able to get it up the field. Good yardage, and the Cougars looking to get themselves away from the shadow of their own goalpost.
Opening minute of the second quarter, 3rd and 1 for the Cougars. Zukowski gets stood up by the middle of that Berwick defensive line, and he may have lost about half a yard on the play, bringing up 4th down.
You know, in the trenches, you have battles that occur during the course of the game. That was a battle right there. Berwick's defense won that. They got up the field, so instead of a 1st down and able to keep their offense moving, Hazleton area looks like they're going to have to punt it away.
It's very possible, depending on the punt from Williams, that the Bulldogs will win that field position battle and get great starting field position for this next possession. Williams gets off the kick that takes a Cougar roll and go out of bounds at the Cougar 49-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will start 1st and 10, leading 6-0. Before we get too far along tonight, Coach Curry wanted to send out special hello to one of his seniors. Will Updegrove did not make the trip up here to Hazleton. Just left the hospital after having some surgery. He is watching tonight, and Coach wanted from everybody in the Berwick football family to send well wishes to Will and let him know that they're thinking about him, and we definitely echo those sentiments and wish Will Updegrove all the best of luck next year. He's going to be heading to Temple University.
Will Updegrove was a major contributor to this Bulldog team. That injury, I know, hurt the Bulldogs. They're picking up and going on, but best of wishes to Will Updegrove.
Oliver with another big hit on C.J. Curry, as Curry gets maybe a yard, but these flashes that we saw last year of Joseph Oliver started the year out where he was injured, but has come on late in this season where he's making those big plays again for Hazleton.
Well, he's playing defensive end. He closes very quick. The lineman came out to try and look for him. Oliver was by the lineman, makes the tackle after maybe a yard gain.
Bulldogs up 6, over 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Have a 2nd and 9. Curry, quick throw to Trenholm. Trenholm leans forward, looking for the 1st down. That looks like the official spot is very close to a 1st down.
You got to be able to close on that quicker if you're a defensive back. Balin did a nice job closing on it, but he was inside. Defensive back needs to get up.
Berwick outrushing Hazleton area 67-8 in that opening quarter. Passing yards pretty even. Total yards, the Bulldogs 83-21 over Hazleton area. Bulldogs ran 16 plays to 10, and they had the time of possession advantage. 7:05. The Cougars only had the ball for 4 minutes and 55 seconds in that opening quarter. With 9:32 left in the half, they lead 6-0, and they'll measure to see if the Bulldogs picked up a 1st down. Just shy, so 3rd and inches coming up for the Bulldogs. Want to remind you, coming up at the half, we'll get a look at halftime stats brought to you by Burger Family Dealerships and compiled by Jim Burns. We're also going to have our final giveaways of this regular season. Give away a gift certificate to the Hollywood Diner and give away a weekender to Chef Buzz's Hole in the Wall. You may ask, what is a weekender? It's a pizza and impasto along with a dozen wings. So we're going to be giving away our final ones of the regular season coming up at the half.
What started all of this was the punt. Klinger with a great punt. Oakes didn't field it. Ball inside the 5. Berwick with good field position, trying to convert a 3rd and short for the 1st down.
Stout gets the carry, gets the 1st down and more. Brought down at the 37, but good for a Harry Zupullet. Berwick 1st down.
Stout can get the ball up the field. 6'1", about 225, 230. The handoff and a good push from that Berwick offensive line. Bulldogs pick up the 1st.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs. Curry out of the gun. Under pressure. Oliver again brings him down after a short gain of about 1 or 2 yards.
I'll tell you what, Oliver does a great job coming off. Curry stepped up. Oliver came off the block and really closed down. After about a 1.5 yard, 2 yard gain, Oliver makes the tackle.
Curry out of the gun on 2nd and long. He's rolling left, looking. Still under pressure, rolling right, and he's going to be sacked. Brought down by Carmen Beltrami.
I'll tell you what, Beltrami makes the tackle. They double team the contain man. CJ doesn't go all the way to the corner, comes back. Beltrami makes the tackle, but you have to credit that secondary because there was a lot of time between the snap and when Curry was tackled. So Hazleton defensively again coming up with a big series, 3rd and long for the Bulldogs.
Coach, I was all set to share my football knowledge that I've learned from you after all these years. I was getting ready to call it the old coverage sack.
You didn't learn much.
Timeout being called by Berwick. 7:29 left in the opening half. They lead it 6-0.
What do you see? Perhaps you're noticing the rusted fender or the dented side panel. Maybe the first thing your eye goes to is the worn interior. But look closer and you'll see something else. Value. At Harry's You Pull It, we see value in your old car and so will others. It's the reason we offer top dollar for your car. Junker, clunker, piece of tin, your car may have many names, but at Harry's, there's only one that matters. Value. Visit one of our 3 locations today in Hazleton, Pennsburg, and Allentown.
As a diabetic, where do I turn for the special healthcare products and advice I need?
Come into your nearby Good Neighbor Pharmacy. We specialize in the unique concerns and needs you have as a diabetic patient. Your Good Neighbor pharmacist has a fully trained staff, stocks a broad selection of the products you need, and takes a personal interest in your health and well-being.
On the Berger Family Dealership scoreboard, Berwick in front 6-0 over Hazleton area after the Bulldog timeout. A 3rd down and 5 from the 42. Curry throws downfield looking for force and incomplete. Nice coverage downfield by Joey Basic.
Yeah, Joey Basic stayed with force all the way. The pass was not close. So 4th down for the Bulldogs. Hazleton defense, 2nd series that they've done a very nice job putting the stop to that Berwick offense. Good pressure, good coverage in the secondary.
The Bulldogs are going to come out, looks like to punt it away. Klinger will go back deep. We're going to try to pin the Cougars deep. Klinger rolling, and he gets it off. And this looks like it's headed for the end zone. So the touchback will give it to the Cougars.
Klinger with a strong leg. Both punts have been very well struck.
Cougars start at their 21st and 10 with 7:14 remaining in this opening half. Mention coming up at the half. We'll get the Berger Family Dealership halftime stats. A couple of giveaways. Gift certificate to the Hollywood Diner. A weekender from Chef Buzz's Hole in the Wall. So stay tuned at the half. We might be announcing your name coming up if you filled out those entry forms at either of those fine establishments. A pitch by Heller to Zukowski. Zukowski has almost 10 yards. Depend on the spot. Big run on 1st down for the Cougar junior.
Zukowski, nice job, made the fake and pitched to going left, pitch to Zukowski going right. Wenner with a good open field tackle to bring Zukowski down after, as you mentioned, Marty, about 9 yards. They need very short yardage for the first down.
And Zukowski didn't get much, but he got enough for the first down at the 30, which is a Harry's You Pull It first down.
Just was able to punch above that first down marker. Look at the officials making the spot. So Hazleton area moves the ball on that short series of downs, then continue to do that. 6:22 clock running, second quarter. Bulldogs up by 6.
Zukowski again, and he is going to be brought down by the ankle by Klinger after a gain of about 9 yards.
Very nice job, Zukowski. Good kick-out block right there. Zukowski picks up good yardage off of an excellent kick-out block. He's able to turn it up the field, so the Cougars moving the ball on this on this Berwick defense.
Second and short. Oaks in motion to the bottom of your screen. Heller swings it that way to Oaks. Oaks eluded one tackle, but was brought down for a short loss. Force was there to blow the play up.
Force and Kowalski there. Force first, Kowalski second, very quickly. There you see it. That's what you call good secondary coverage on that type of pass, that little swing pass. If you get nobody up, the person that catches the swing pass is able to turn it up the field. That was not going to happen, as both the Force and Kowalski right there.
Third and short. And George, right up the middle, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Bring up a fourth down and about 2 on the play.
I'll tell you what, Marty, second time they tried to run that ISO, but I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot gain 2 yards when you have 5 defensive people 2 yards deep in the backfield. It's just not going to happen.
So the Cougars will be forced to punt it away. Williams with the kick, taking a Cougar roll. Picked up by Kowalski at the 24. He eludes one tackle, eludes another. Dane Kowalski across the 40. He's in the Cougar territory, has a couple of blockers in front of him. Kowalski spins away from Williams, and Kowalski all the way down to the Cougar 21-yard line. A return of 55 yards.
I'll tell you, missed tackle. Good block, missed tackle. If you don't stop, square yourself up. A runner like Kowalski, who's a very good athlete, is able to get the ball up the field, is going to do exactly what we saw there. You have to break down on a punt. He did an excellent job fielding the ball, then brings it back for big yardage.
E.J. McCallum eventually brought Kowalski down. We haven't seen Kowalski the last couple of offensive possessions, but he's back in the Bulldog backfield on this 1st and 10 from the 21. And he'll get the carry. Looking for room up the middle. He's going to get about 3 yards to the 18.
I'm impressed with the Hazleton area defensive front. They're doing a nice job right now. Short yardage on first down, 3:32. Bulldogs left with 2 timeouts, so there's time for them to work the clock and use the timeouts. The Hazleton area defensive front rises to the occasion on the last play.
Bulldogs have entered the Grand Central red zone. If you're just joining us, Coach DeMelfi mentioned 2 timeouts left for the Bulldogs. You're able to see it on the Berger Family Dealership scoreboard. On the carry was ruled down Nick Talanka.
Talanka, ground
of about 2. I'm sorry, Joe.
That's okay. Ground can't cause a fumble. Talanka tripped right here. Trips, I believe, over an offensive lineman's foot. Then went down, fumbled the ball, but the ground caused the fumble. So Berwick looking at a 3rd down.
Because in high school, just like college, you don't have to be forced down to be ruled down. And Talanka was not hit by a defender, but was down. Curry faked the pitch to Stout, keeps it himself, but the Cougar defense not fooled at all on the play. Beltrami led the charge for the Cougars.
Excellent job by Beltrami. We've seen him make some real big plays. CJ makes the toss fake, tries to get to the corner, but Beltrami right there forces a 4th down.
And a late penalty flag was thrown as we were looking at that replay. Maybe a sideline warning against Hazleton area. I see Joe Flanagan back on those sidelines, so I don't think they called it on him.
No, he's still under the schooner.
So a 4th down and 3, and it looks like Berwick will use their 2nd timeout, leading 6-0.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
After the Berwick timeout, the Bulldogs come out and they're going to line up in field goal formation. Olivia Seeley is going to attempt a 31-yard field goal. Dallas Arner will be holding.
If there is any win right now, Marty, it's with her if they're going to kick this.
Kick is up, and it is good. A minute 55 left in the opening half, and the Bulldogs lead it 9-0 as we keep it here. Olivia Seeley, her 2nd field goal made on the season. A new long of 31 yards here at Harmon Guys Stadium on the season for Olivia. And it has the Bulldogs up 9-0.
She hit that well. You know what, Marty, they talk about the snap, good hold, good kick, and that's exactly what happened there. Seeley with a 31-yarder, and as I mentioned, if there is any wind at this point, it was behind her, so she was helped a little, but not a lot. 1:55 left, 2nd quarter. Hazleton area down by 9. They have 3 timeouts. One of the things you don't want to do here is take some unnecessary risk. You're within striking distance. They're playing well. They're being Hazleton area on defense. Work your offense. You can use your timeouts, use them. But as I said before, don't do something that you feel may confuse Berwick, but may end up confusing yourself.
Well, I know I'm easily confused, so.
That happened to me quite a bit.
That scoring drive, 3 plays, 7 yards, a minute 52 off the clock. The big play, the 55-yard punt return by Dane Kowalski, setting up Olivia Seeley to kick the 31-yard field goal, and she'll kick it away here. Short kick taken from the 13-yard line. This is Basic, and Basic will be brought down out across the 35-yard line to the 37. Nick Koch on the tackle for Berwick.
Koch did a great job there on that tackle because instead of going to wide field, Basic decided to go straight up the field, and Koch brings him down at about the 37 of Hazleton.
Toss to Zukowski on the right side. He'll be brought down from behind by Ray Grassley. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Clock continues to run. As we mentioned, as you see on the Berger Family Dealership scoreboard, 3 timeouts remaining for the Cougars.
I'll tell you what, Berwick runs the ball so well on defense. It's tough to run laterally and then try to get up the field on them. Zukowski has hit a couple of good gainers right at them.
This will be George. He doesn't find much up the middle. Looks like the official spot will say another run for no gain. Last minute of play in the half. Hazleton area will have to run another play, and you wonder, you get another stop like this, would Coach Curry use his last time out and force you to punt it away?
Well, one of the things you always think about in a situation like this is they're going to run the clock down Hazleton area, but go ahead and use that timeout. They set up in punt formation. Go with your punt rush. Don't worry as much about a penalty on it, and see if you can block it and come up with a big play.
Hazleton area takes a timeout with 28.7 seconds left. They trail 9-0. We'll keep it here. As I mentioned, 28.7 seconds left here in the opening half. Coming up at the half, get a look at the Berger Family Dealership halftime stats. They'll be compiled once again by Jim Burns. Give away a weekender from Chef Buzz's Hole in the Wall. And what's a weekender? It is a large pizza, an impasto, and a dozen wings done just the way you like. Perfect to go and pick up and have it on your high school football Friday or your college Saturday, as maybe those Irish fans will want to have a weekender as they watch the Irish play at home tomorrow against Navy. As Chef Buzz's Hole in the Wall does not open till 3 o'clock, so it'll be a little hard to watch Penn State at noon with a weekender, but maybe to watch the Irish, and we'll also give away a gift certificate to the Hollywood Diner. 3rd down and 10 for the Cougars. Zukowski cuts it back up the middle, loses the football. Berwick has recovered. Ian Mazonki recovered the fumble.
Zukowski looking to cut it back to the middle. One of the Berwick defenders was able to get a hand on the ball and strip it from Zukowski, so we're looking at Berwick with the ball, 22 seconds, up 9-0.
And they didn't have to use that last timeout, so they still have a timeout. So, well, just as I say that, last timeout being used by the Bulldogs to set up what Coach Curry wants to run here. On a 1st and 10 from the Cougar 42. The other benefit, you get a first down in the field, a play clock will stop to move the chains, so you can still conceivably run a play in the middle of the field, get that first down, and get down and spike it.
Yeah, you're going to have to go to the spike play and the spike formation if you're going to do that, Marty. I think the important yard line right now is the one right at the pylons, a touchdown area. Don't give up anything with only 22 seconds left here in the first half, and down by 9. You're definitely within range. You're playing pretty well, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Hazleton area is playing real well. So don't give up an unnecessary or foolish touchdown.
And we've seen with the limited time remaining that if you're a Berwick supporter, get yourself in range. If you could get yourself a quick 25, 30 yards, you have an opportunity for another field goal. from Olivia Seeley.
That's a possibility. She just picked up 3 on a 31-yarder, so that's, and again, the wind that was blown pretty heavily here in the first quarter has now died down, but it's still favoring the kicker at this point.
So the ball will be marked at the 42. Mazzanchi and Force to the top of your screen. Arner gets it from Curry, looking downfield, and it is caught at the 18-yard line by Kowalski. Quickly, Berwick to the line. Clock stopped with 14.6 seconds left.
Clock stopped with the first down. It starts now.
And Curry will down it. 11 seconds left in the half. Ball marked at the 18.
We're going to go back to the double pass. Lateral, throw down the field. Dane Kowalski, 4 people around him, makes the catch. Young man is, as I mentioned before, a very good athlete. Runs, he can catch well. He has good speed. Bulldogs, 11 seconds, no timeouts.
Movement up front, and this could be a big 5 yards in either direction, depending what the officials call here.
Dead ball. Snap infraction on the offense. Go first down.
Now, being a former center, I'm not going to say anything about a snap infraction, Coach.
Yeah, I'm a former center, and I had several of those.
So a big 5 yards moves it back to the Cougar 23, 2nd and 15. And with no timeouts left, you either have to make sure you got the first down or get yourself out of bounds. Curry to throw. Looking across the middle, has a man. It's complete. Down to the 2 is Trenholm. 3.2 seconds left. Bulldogs hurry to the line of scrimmage.
They're going to have to spike it very quickly.
Clock starts. Curry spikes it with 1 second remaining. Now we'll see what Coach Curry elects to do here. Do you go for the field goal, which is essentially like an extra point, or do you go for it from the 2?
Well, a couple of things. Number one, you're up 9-0. A score will make it 12. I think they'll go for the field goal, as I believe
ball officially marked at the 3, so in essence, like an extra point.
Hate to be at the 3-yard line and not come away with points.
Seeley's kick hits the goal post, no good. So the Bulldogs are denied at the half. The score here at halftime: Berwick 9, Hazleton area nothing. Coming up at the half, we'll get a look at the Berger Family Dealership halftime stats compiled by Jim Burns. We'll give away a gift certificate to the Hollywood Diner. Give away a weekender to Chef Buzz's Hole in the Wall. We'll hear from the Berwick High School Marching Band. We'll have much more from Harmon Geist Stadium. Once again, the score at the half, the Bulldogs lead it 9-0. You're watching live high school football here on WILN.
Now, Hazel Park Springwater is proud to announce that they are the official water of the WILN Sports Crew and available for home delivery through J.W. Wargo Springwater Delivery and JoJo's Beverage. Since 1915, the Kreisel family has been serving the area with quality meats. The tradition continues today with 5 generations at Hazel Park Quality Meats, 260 Washington Avenue, West Hazleton, and Redding Specialty Meats, located at 216 East 4th Street in Berwick. Here are some of this week's specials.
Buy it at Barber Ford. It's a cut above the rest. Buy it at Barber Ford. Honest people where the deals are the best. Now is the time. Barber Ford is the place. The best cause I hear there's no mistake. You can't buy better. You can't buy better than Barber Ford.
Barber Ford, Route 309 in Hazleton and on Route 11 in Exeter.
We welcome you back to Harmon Geist Stadium on the Berger Family Dealership halftime scoreboard. At the half, the Bulldogs lead it 9-0 over Hazleton area. A half of big plays from Berwick. A lot of them coming from the skill level of Dane Kowalski, who had a big opening half, both on offense and special teams. As Jordan Stout had a touchdown run for the Bulldogs in the opening quarter. Olivia Seeley with a field goal from 31 yards out in the second. That has the Bulldogs in front by a score of 9-0. And we are moments away from hearing from the Berwick High School Marching Band as they are getting set up on the field here at Harmon Geist Stadium. And let's head down field level. They look like they're ready, and we're going to hear from the Berwick High School Marching Band. That has been the Berwick High School Marching Band with their halftime performance. We are at the half of our regular season finale here on WYLN. The score at the half: the Bulldogs of Berwick 9, Hazleton area nothing. We'll get a look at halftime stats brought to you by Burger Family Dealership. Have our last giveaways of the regular season from the Hollywood Diner and Chef Buzz's Hole in the Wall, and much more from Harmon Geist Stadium. You're watching live high school football right here on WYLN.
It's Octoberger, the sale's so big they named a month after it, at Berger, Cadillac, Buick GMC in Hazleton.
Hi, Jim Kennedy, Berger Family Dealerships. Experience Buick with a 2014 Buick Verano, 24-month lease for only $219 a month, or the 2014 GMC Sierra, all new, lease it 36 months for only $339.
It's Octoberger at Berger Cadillac Buick GMC, just off I-81, exit 145, Route 93 in Hazleton. Drive with experience.
Tri-County Business Machines has been serving the Hazleton area with office supplies and furniture for over 35 years. We are your local Kyocera dealer for all your digital Kyocera copiers, printers, and faxes. For exceptional reliability, sales, and service, the call to make is to Tri-County Business Machines. Tri-County Business Machines, keeping your office up to speed. Tri-County Business Machines, located at 117 East Broad Street, Hazleton. Phone 459-0754 or visit us on the web at tricountybm.com.
This is a home. This is your neighbor's home. This is another home furnished by Grand Central. All these rooms in all these homes makes everybody so happy. It's so easy to do. It's your room made your way. It's local. It's Grand Central. This week at Grand Central, the price on the floor is the price to your door and not 1 cent more. No tax, no delivery, no kidding. It's now. Floor to door prices. Everybody shops Grand Central, making your house a home.
Your home is an ever-expanding network of entertainment. TVs, computers, tablets, game systems. Maximize your experience with MetroCast VIP, video, internet, and phone. And now, wireless home networking. Connect up to 3 computers, unlimited wireless devices, even your smartphone. Bring Wi-Fi home with MetroCast VIP.
Home Wi-Fi and so much more with MetroCast.
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
We're looking for a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Bam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
Lease a 2014 Subaru Forester 2.5i CVT for $199 a month.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru. Yeah.
We welcome you back live to Harmon Geist Stadium in Hazleton, home of the Cougars, as they trail at the half to the undefeated Berwick Bulldogs by a score of 9-0. And we are moments away from getting a look at the halftime highlights, brought to you by Service Electric Wilkes-Barre. And we'll start with the Bulldogs going on an 11-play, 77-yard drive, capped by Jordan Stout from 2 yards out. Point after was no good as the snap was mishandled, and Hazleton area would recover to keep the score 6-0 Berwick with 5:39 left in the first. Moving the second quarter action, Dane Kowalski would field the punt with over 3 minutes remaining in the half and return it 55 yards all the way down to the Hazleton area 21 before E.J. McCallum would bring him down there. And that would set up Olivia Seeley, her second made field goal of the season, and the Bulldogs were up 9-0. That one from 31 yards out, matching her number. And after a fumble recovery by the Bulldogs with 22 seconds left, the double pass, Arner to Kowalski down inside the Cougar 20. And then with time winding down in the half, Curry would find Kyle Trenholm, who would get down to about the 3. That would set up with 1 second left. Seeley's field goal attempt that would go off the goalpost, no good. And at the half, the Bulldogs would lead it 9-0 over Hazleton area. And we'll get a look at the halftime stats compiled by our very own Jim Burns and brought to you by Berger Family Dealerships.
Marty, the Bulldogs with 8 first downs, 72 yards rushing, 69 passing, 141 total. No turnovers, 2 penalties for 10 yards. The Cougars, 3 first downs, 42 yards rushing, 13 passing, 55 total yards. Berwick's defense doing a commendable job there in the first half. 1 turnover for Hazleton area, no penalties. Relatively penalty-free game. Offensively, neither team lighting it up, but the Bulldogs are up by 9.
Those were the Berger Family Dealership halftime stats compiled by Jim Burns. for the final time this regular season, time to give away a couple of items. We'll start with the Hollywood Diner, located on the Airport Beltway in Hazel Township. All through the year, we've asked you to stop by and register, and we might be calling your name, just like for tonight from Berwick. John Parker, congratulations. You've won a gift certificate from the Hollywood Diner.
I'm finally going to be able to go to the Hollywood Diner. All I have to do is walk across the alley and see him.
John, just remember you got to take Coach DeMelfi with you using your gift certificate. Unfortunately, I've seen Coach eat. You may not have much left after that. We now move to Chef Buzz's Hole in the Wall, formerly the Red Buzzard. We told you to register each week for a delicious weekender. And a weekender is a pizza and impasto along with a dozen wings done just the way you like. And our final winner of this regular season, Sharon Zuba from Plymouth. So congratulations to Sharon. She won a weekender from Chef Buzz's Hole in the Wall. We think John Parker from Berwick won a Hollywood Diner gift certificate if it does not end up in Coach DeMelfi's mailbox first. Congratulations and thank you to everyone at home for registering all season long. And thank you to the Hollywood Diner and Chef Buzz's Hole in the Wall for those giveaways all season. And I'm sure that John Parker is going to be expecting a visit from you, Coach.
I'm sure he will be, whether he wants it or not. I think one of the things Marty looked for the second half, see if either offense can pick up with a little bit of a spark. Kowalski's done a nice job giving Berwick a little spark there in the first half, but Hazleton area needs to pick it up offensively.
We'll talk more about that third quarter and have a little bit more before third quarter action starts. At the half, the Bulldogs lead it 9-0.
It's Octoberger. The sale's so big they named a month after it.
And have I got some red hot deals from you? This brand new Dodge Dart. Buy it for $18,700 or lease it for only $239. I also have a 1500 Dodge Ram Express, brand new quad cab 4x4. Buy it for $31,900 or lease it for $349. And the Dodge Grand Caravan. Buy it for $19,900 or lease it for $239.
It's Octoberger at Berger Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Route 93, Hazleton.
As a diabetic, where do I turn for the special healthcare products and advice I need?
Come into your nearby Good Neighbor Pharmacy. We specialize in the unique concerns and needs you have as a diabetic patient. Your Good Neighbor pharmacist has a fully trained staff, stocks a broad selection of the products you need, and takes a personal interest in your health and well-being.
What do you see? Perhaps you're noticing the rusted fender or the dented side panel. Maybe the first thing your eye goes to is the worn interior. But look closer and you'll see something else. Value. At Harry's You Pull It, we see value in your old car and so will others. It's the reason we offer top dollar for your car. Junker, clunker, piece of tin, your car may have many names, but at Harry's, there's only one that matters. Value. Visit one of our 3 locations today in Hazleton, Pennsburg, and Allentown.
Buy it at Barber Ford. It's a cut above the rest. Buy it at Barber Ford. Honest people where the deals are the best. Now is the time. Barber Ford is the place. The best cause I hear there's no mistake. You can't buy better. You can't buy better than Barber Ford.
Barber Ford, Route 309 in Hazleton and on Route 11 in Exeter.
We welcome you back on the Berger Family Dealership halftime scoreboard. At the half, the Bulldogs lead it 9-0. Both teams just about set to return to the field here at Harmon Geist Stadium. Marty Burns joined by Joe DeMelfi, Joe Flanagan on the sidelines, Jim Burns on the stats, and Joe, the Bulldogs are going to get the ball to start this third quarter, and what would you expect is some halftime adjustments from Berwick?
I think they've rushed the ball okay. They've got the ball up the field. They've used Jordan Stout in short yardage. Maybe go a little bit more to Kowalski. I think there are certain players that need to have as many touches as possible during a game. I think Kowalski's one of those players. They only went to force once, big pass play at the 2-yard line. He stepped out. So I look for them to do a combination with Kowalski rushing and receiving and force. Hazleton area just has to pick it up offensively, give their defense a boost here.
Right, and I was just going to mention that they got to start getting some time of possession to their advantage, because eventually you got to figure this Hazleton area defense will wear down if they have to keep playing out there defensively.
Yeah, Berwick's had the ball. They had 7 minutes in the first quarter. They had about 6 or 7 in the second. So majority of minutes are Berwick's right now. And you're right, it wears down a defense.
And for Hazleton area, the big thing, Zach Zukowski only under 40 yards being held to in that opening half. They're going to look to try to get him going, or at least try to get something off of, faking it to him and get something going offensively.
I think one of the things with Zukowski, he picked up some good yardage on a couple plays, but you need to feed on that. You need to build on that. They run the ball better north and south than they do sideline to sideline, east to west. So see if the Cougars can get that north-south running game going.
As you can see, both teams have made it back out onto the field. We're moments away from starting that third quarter, and we saw Coach Curry in the pregame wearing that nice dress shirt, the blue Berwick dress shirt, gone to a very sharp-looking hooded sweatshirt.
Yes, I think GQ is going to call.
Have him on the runway next week,
yes.
Huh?
New York.
We're just about set for the start of the third quarter. Is there you get a look at Coach Curry in that sharp-looking hooded sweatshirt with Berwick football on the front as he checks over his notes. And how about the last 2 weeks? The veteran coaches that Hazleton area has faced for Coach Drumheller. And Ed Christian, 33rd year. Coach Curry in his 44th season of coaching football. Two veteran coaches that have been teaching a lot of youngsters through the years.
Well, I think the other thing you look at is 400 and some wins. Coach Curry, 243 for Coach Christian. So Coach Drumheller's looking the last 2 weeks at over 600 wins between two coaches. That's pretty impressive.
As we mentioned, the Bulldogs will get the ball to start this third quarter. Tristan Williams will kick it away as the Cougars will be going from right to left on your screen.
I think one of the things, Marty, is that Hazleton area, you don't want to say that a stop is a must here, but I don't know that they can give up 6 or 7 points here the way their offense is struggling. So defense needs to come out, work hard to make a big play for themselves.
Trenholm and Kowalski back deep awaiting the Williams kick. Taken at the 11 by Trenholm. He is across the 20. He's across the 30. Breaking a tackle down the sideline. Flag is down as Trenholm takes out an official on the sideline at the 40 of Hazleton area, but a flag back at the Berwick 39.
There are 2 flags, one for a hold, the other for, to be very frank with you, stupidity, because I think it's a personal foul. Swing taken by one of the Hazleton players, but let's see how they flesh all of this out.
As you say, a hold against the offense. Dead ball personal foul against the kicking team. So Jay Rowan will sort this out. Ten-yard penalty back to the 29. That's the hold against the receiving team.
On the return.
Now they're going to mark off the 15 from the personal foul against the kicking team. Get a look at Trenholm on the return.
Here you're going to see it. He bounces right, and right there Right there, the hold is going to be called as Trenholm tight ropes the sideline. So Berwick will put it in play at the 44-yard line, their own.
Now the officials still conversing to make sure they got this spotted correctly.
I think there might be some conversation about what about the personal foul. Is it one that warrants ejection, or maybe Coach Drumheller had a question about that? I'm not sure. Play will resume now, though.
Did not see any signal of a ejection. So Stout, the lone back behind Curry from the 44. Stout will get about 3 yards to the 47, and a late flag thrown into the pile.
Either a face mask or a hold. Let's see what they come up with.
And you were right, Joe, a face mask against the defense.
Anytime you have 7 or 8 defenders grabbing in there, Marty, to make a tackle, there's always the risk of a face mask. Here you see it. Again, a good push by the offensive line. Stout is a pile driver.
And actually, you see it there, not against the ball carrier, almost a hands to the face mask penalty on one of the linemen.
Right, exactly. One of the defensive linemen had latched on to one of Berwick's offensive linemen, and that was the face mask call, not on the ball carrier. We're going to have a measurement. It looks to me like it's a first down, but
it was a 5-yard face mask penalty. So they'll bring out the chains to measure. And as Jim Burns pointed out, using his high-powered cheaters, just shy, so inches for a first down. In that opening half, Dane Kowalski, 6 carries, 57 yards. Jordan Stout had 3 carries, 9 yards, and the touchdown. C.J. Curry was 4 of 7 passing for 45 yards. Dallas Arner 1 of 1 for 24. Trenholm had 3 receptions for 39 yards. Kowalski 1 for 24. Klinger punted twice at a 50-yard average, and Kowalski with that punt return for 55 yards. That Cougar defense recorded 3 sacks of C.J. Curry in that opening half. And this will be Stout. He's got a first down and more inside the 40 to the 36. Good for a Harry's You Pull It first down.
We saw that play a couple of times in the first half. He'll run it in the second. Again, good kick out block, and then Vandermark leads up, picks up a first down for the Bulldogs.
Nose of the football on the Cougar 35, 1st and 10. Stout remains the lone back behind Curry, but Curry keeps. Curry has got a first down and more. Curry pushed out of bounds near the 20. Good for another Harry's You Pull It first down. Another late flag thrown down by referee Jay Rowan.
We could have a hold on the corner. And one of the things, Marty, we keep saying this when this play is running, it takes a while for the ball carrier. Right here is the fake, right there. And they called it on the last man on the line of scrimmage, called for a hold. If you don't see separation between the blocker and the defender, you're probably going to get a hold.
It'll make it a 1st and 15. Spot foul brings it back to the 40.
Again, on that play, Hazleton needs to recognize there's no option man. They need to get run support up on Curry quickly.
Curry, pass, complete to Trenholm. will be knocked out of bounds at about the 31, a gain of 9.
I'll tell you what, 9 yards is too much. It's the short side of the field. You got to pinch that. If you're a defensive back, you got to get a little tighter. You have the sideline to help you. You have help in the middle of the field. If you're playing a zone, you're going to have to get up a little closer, put some pressure on that receiver. You just can't give up a 9-yard first down pass.
Curry pumps, looking to the end zone. Flag is down.
Yeah, they caught him on the bump. He was going to pump and go. Receiver did a turn, was going up the field, was interfered with by the defensive back. Both officials made the throw. Here it is. Curry makes that shoulder fake. Receiver had done the stop and then turned to go up. And the defensive back interfered with the route.
So the pass interference against the defense.
First down.
Will mark it at the 17. So the Bulldogs get a Harry Ju Pullett first down on the penalty and are in the Grand Central red zone with a 1st and 10 from the Cougars 17. Stout is going to be brought down after a gain of about 1. Glenn Zukowski brought him down at the shoe tops.
That's that kick out lead up with the other offensive back. That time Zukowski got a hand in there right here. You're going to see it to bring him down. Zukowski came from what looked like the backside, so he sifted through the backside of the Berwick offensive line to make that tackle.
This is Stout. Oh, excuse me. Instead of Stout, it was Nick Talanka.
Yeah, Talanka with a good job off that right side. Got excellent blocking, good push. We'll take another look at that. Again, that Berwick offensive line moving defenders down the field. Hazleton had a man outside, couldn't get there quick enough. Well, the Bulldogs 1st and goal, 7-yard line, as Talanka picks up good yardage off of good blocking.
Picked up the Harry Ju Pullett first down. He's going to look for a touchdown. Stumbled, gets inside the 5, brought down at the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
I'll tell you the reason that we had to stumble here. Here you see it again. He stumbled on the turf there. Nick Talanka was trying to decide whether to take it up inside behind his blockers or go outside. Foot caught the turf. But we're looking at 2nd down and goal from the 3-yard line.
Stout to the end zone. Touchdown, Berwick.
Yeah, Berwick just bulldozed into the end zone again. Stout, that short yardage rusher. Good size. Good push by the offensive line. There you see it. Vandermark was there, as well as Ian Mazanki, a 6'1", 215-pound senior. So the Bulldogs getting good blocking up front from that offensive line.
With it 15-0, the Bulldogs go for 2. Stout is in for 2, but a flag was thrown. We'll check the flag.
Going to be a hold, I believe. They're going to move it back, and let's see if the Bulldogs decide to go ahead and kick it. We talked about Hazleton having to come up with a defensive stop.
Repeat the try.
It didn't do that. They're down by 15.
It looks like Olivia Seeley has trotted out on the field.
But they are no means out of the ball game, Marty. They just have to get a little spark going offensively. Their defense has performed fairly well as Seeley lines up to kick a long extra point.
And flags will stop it. Looked like the kick was good. But before the play,
we have some movement.
Dead ball. False start on the offense.
So the false start will move the Berwick kicking team 5 yards back.
Makes the extra point.
So Seeley, in essence, will be trying from what would be a 35-yard field goal. This is the extra point. Hold is down. Kick was blocked. Basic came through to block it. So the point after no good. 8:47 left in the third. The Bulldogs now lead it 15-0.
What you sleep on can change your life. It affects how you feel, your relationships, how you perform. Let the folks at Grand Central custom fit the right sleeping surface just for you. Get free interest for 36 months, free delivery, free removal, free bed frame, plus a free furniture gift card on Sealy Posturepedic hybrids and Optimum bedding. Be custom fit. Get lots of freebies. Everybody shops Grand Central. Shouldn't you?
We're looking for a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Bam!
And what will you be using the car for primarily?
Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
Lease a 2014 Subaru Forester 2.5i CVT for $199 a month.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru. Yeah.
Berwick takes the third quarter kickoff, goes 8 plays, 56 yards, 3:13 off the clock. Stout carried 4 times for 18 yards, including the 1-yard touchdown run, his second of the night. Point after was no good, making it 15-0. And this is Oaks. Oaks returning the kickoff all the way back to the Cougar 45-yard line.
Hazleton area now, that directional kick they're taking gets straight up the field instead of trying to go sideline to sideline. The last 2 times, very effective returns. As we talked about, here you see it. Oaks decides to take a right up, finds that little bit of an alley.
First and 10 from the 45. Zukowski met immediately in the backfield for a loss. Stout on the tackle. Zukowski in that opening half had 13 carries, 36 yards. Heller 3 of 4 passing for 13 yards. 2 completions to Oaks for 15 yards. Williams punted 4 times for a 32.8-yard average. On third down, Berwick was 4 of 7. The Cougars 0 for 5. Bulldogs with the time of possession advantage 12:37 to 11:23. Total plays in that opening half 29-20 for the Bulldogs. Play action, Heller throws. He was under pressure. There's the flag as he had George set up for the screen, and then I guess George left the area, so I believe we're going to get an intentional grounding called by Jay Rowan.
Screen didn't work because the pressure was so quick. Heller was looking for George. Nothing there because George then took off. But the other part of it is, Marty, if we go back to the first quarter, the first play, here you're going to see this play now. Quick, very quick pressure. Tanner Weaver, one of the linebackers, up the field very quickly. But if we go back to the first quarter, the first play that Hazleton threw, a little slant ball, picked up good yardage. Berwick tightened up their coverage a little bit, but you still can't get away from the intermediate game. If you do, puts too much pressure on your running game, which is happening right now.
Heller being pressured, throwing downfield for Oaks, incomplete. Max Thomas on the coverage, forcing the 3-and-out in the Cougar punt.
Oaks running a vertical straight up the field. Heller underthrowing just a little bit. Looks like he might have had a play there. So we're looking at a 4th down for the Cougars.
And another tough thing for this Hazleton area offense, we haven't seen Gavin Kopczynski since that opening quarter. He's on the sideline. They took his pads off. Currently now wearing a jacket on the sideline, so I would suspect his night is over, as several players have come over and shook his hand. So probably an injury for Gavin, and what a tough way for you to end your senior season, as Williams' punt goes out of bounds. It looks like it'll be marked.
Marty, he caught it on the side of his foot. It's going to be marked at the 40 or the 33-yard line. Berwick with an extremely short field here, and we talked about mistakes being made, kicking game, and one right there, a very short kick, enables the Bulldogs to start their offense.
We got official word from Joe Flanagan on the sidelines. Gavin Kopczynski has been ruled out for the remainder of the game, and feel bad for that senior. A tough way to end your senior season, having to leave due to injury. As on 1st down, a run inside the 30 for a gain of about 6 by Stout.
What's happening now is exactly what we talked about. Defense wearing down a little bit. Been on the field a lot for Hazleton area. Berwick's offensive line has been effective, and now the Bulldogs looking to run the ball, maybe go to a little play action when the secondary starts trying to come up and help that defensive front for the Cougars.
2nd down and 4 from the 27. Stout again on the carry. Stout inside the 20 to the 19. Good for a Harry's You Pull It 1st down. As also the Bulldogs enter the Grand Central red zone with a 1st and 10 at the 19.
Bulldogs, no need to hurry. 7 minutes left, 3rd quarter. Up by 15 and moving the ball very effectively on the ground right now.
Mazonki in motion to the top of your screen. This will be Curry following Mazonki to the top sideline. Curry will be pushed out of bounds inside the 10. Good for another Harry's You Pull It. Berwick 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Ian Mazonki had a great block on the corner. He forced the defensive man down the field, and we might get a chance. Right here, you're going to see it as Mazonki pushes and pushes and pushes and opens the way for Curry to pick up a 1st down. And it looks like the Bulldogs are starting to dominate big time at the line of scrimmage.
Stout stays on his feet all the way to the end zone from 6 yards out. Touchdown Berwick, and a late flag was thrown.
Now you get Marty, people, as we talked about the rivalry, it start going back and forth, and obviously that was against the Bulldogs, but
I'm sure it's I didn't see any kind of taunting, but I'm sure things are being said down there, and the officials are trying to nip it real quick.
Yeah, and I think that's a smart thing to do, rather than let
ball, unsportsmanlike, against the offense. Good touchdown on the kickoff, 15 yards.
I think
Coach Drumheller wants to take it on the kickoff.
I think one of the things you look at is, as a coach, you don't want to see that type of penalty anytime. I mean, obviously, you're going to go up here by 20-some points, but you don't want to see your team penalized because of basically a dumb penalty.
Seeley on for the point after. Kick is up, and it is good. 6:27 left in the 3rd. The Bulldogs now lead at 22-0.
space luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. Tonnisson's Incorporated machine shop in Hazleton and Whitehaven. They specialize in automotive, industrial, and small engine parts. If you want reliability and quality, go to Tonnisson's. Call them at 570-455-7761 or in Whitehaven, 570-443-9513.
Berwick takes the short field, goes 4 plays and 33 yards. Stout, another 3 carries, 20 yards as he goes from 6 yards out. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the night gives him 7 on the season. And the Bulldogs lead at 22-0 after the point after was good by Olivia Seeley. And after the unsportsmanlike conduct, Seeley will be kicking off from her 25-yard line. Short kick that's going to go out of bounds. So we'll see what Coach Drumheller will elect to do here.
I think in this case, you're down by 22. You want the ball. I mean, your field position's going to be 35-yard line, so.
Actually, it looks like they're going to put it at midfield. And while we have a moment with some special guests, let's head down to field level. And Joe Flanagan.
Hey, Marty, thank you. I'm down here with some of the seniors from Hazleton area, some cheerleaders and some band members. Introduce yourself, guys.
Hi, I'm Michelle Carleon.
Daniel Sonoski.
And I'm Shauna Belishko.
So, what's your favorite thing about being at a Friday night football game?
The best thing about being at a Friday night football game is watching the boys out there doing their best and seeing all the fans cheer them on.
Hey, drum major, what do you think? Best thing being in the band on a Friday night?
I think the best part about being in the band on a Friday night is the atmosphere of everything that's going on around you, from the fans to the game, the cheerleaders, the sideline. All the action just makes an atmosphere that's uncomparable to anything else.
What's it mean to you to be your last time cheering at Harmon Guys Stadium?
I've been cheering Friday night footballs for years now, and watching the boys just do their best and hearing the fans, like, it's heartbreaking, but it's great to watch them.
Well, guys, congratulations. Last game, senior night. Enjoy it. Back upstairs to you, Marty and Joe.
Thanks a lot, Joe, and I'm sure a lot of those emotions running high for a lot of these seniors at Hazleton Area High School, as hoping for a Cougar comeback here, but 2nd and 11. Heller hit. Brought down by Mazonki on the sack. Ray Grassley recovered the fumble.
I'll be honest with you, Marty. Mazonki with a great sack, but I don't know what happened to the blocking assignments, but somebody missed it. Mazonki just a little late off the corner, and I think that was a problem for the offensive line. Instead of transferring men on that line of scrimmage, Mazonki came a little late, was missed by the offensive line, caused the fumble. Nice sack by Mazonki, causing the fumble. The Bulldogs take over.
They'll take it at the Cougar 42. Play action. Curry, deep down the middle. Got a man, it's Vandermark. Touchdown, Berwick.
C.J. Curry, number 1, play action. Number 2, plenty of time to throw it. He stepped up in and lofted that thing. Here you see it. Good blocking by the Bulldog line. Vandermark.
How about this, Joe? A.J. Vandermark on the year, 2 receptions, 80 yards, 2 Berwick touchdowns.
I think one of the things Vandermark does is he's able to sneak out of the backfield when they line up in that type of offensive set, as Olivia Seeley, a good extra point.
5:36 left in the third. The Bulldogs now lead it by 29.
It's Oktoberger. The sale's so big, they named a month after it. At Burger Mazda in Hazleton.
Hi, Jerry here, Burger Mazda Hazleton. It's Oktoberger. We've got a great deal for you. 2013 Mazda 3s starting at just $15,495. It's brand new. Or sign and drive, $159 a month. You can't beat that deal.
Test drive a Mazda today. It's Oktoberger at Burger Mazda, just off I-81, exit 145, Route 93, Hazleton.
Tri-County Business Machines has been serving the Hazleton area with office supplies and furniture for over 35 years. We are your local Kyocera dealer for all your digital Kyocera copiers, printers, and faxes. For exceptional reliability, sales, and service, the call to make is to Tri-County Business Machines. Tri-County Business Machines, keeping your office up to speed. Tri-County Business Machines, located at 117 East Broad Street, Hazleton. Phone 459-0754 or visit us on the web at tricountybm.com.
We welcome you back to Harmon Geist Stadium. A big third quarter. 3 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes and 11 seconds for the Bulldogs has pushed their lead to 29-0 as Zukoski will bring it back to the 38-yard line of Hazleton area. We'd like to remind you high school football on WYLN is brought to you by Valley Pets. Why pay big box pricing when you can have quality and affordability at your neighborhood pet supply store? Valley Pets. On October 26th, they celebrated their 5th anniversary. And by Northeast Gold and Silver Exchange inside the Churchill Mall. They're now paying the highest prices for your gold and silver. Unwanted, broken, or new, call them at 570-497-4177. So the Cougars now down 29-0 on 1st and 10. Have Heller out of the gun, quick snap, throw to Zukoski. He'll be brought down by Stout at the 45 after a gain of 7.
Again, the short ball right here. Heller stands in there, makes a good throw away from the defender. 2nd down for Hazleton area.
Want to remind you, coming up at the end of tonight's game, Joe and I will select a Fairways Subaru player of the game. 4 receivers set. Oaks in motion to the bottom of your screen. Handoff is to George. George into Berwick territory before he is brought down by Dane Kowalski inside the 30. Good for Harry's. You pull it 1st down.
I think I always believe that if you can throw a short pass, it gives the defense something else. Nice job on the blocking up front. Gives the defense some team something else to think about, and you can then go from there. And Hazleton comes out with a nice short throw on 1st down. Hits Zukoski quickly up the middle.
First and 10 from the 28. Tried a screen to Zukoski. Not fooled was Alex Klinger. Great play defensively by Klinger, bringing a loss of about 6.
Yeah, we talk about ball recognition. Klinger does a great job here recognizing screen, getting away from the blocker on the offensive line and making the tackle.
Four minutes remaining in the third quarter on the Berger Family Dealership third quarter scoreboard. Cougars trying to get on the board, trailing 29-0. Heller to pass. Throws through the hands of Ward, incomplete. Kowalski was on the coverage.
Ward ran the route in front of Kowalski. Heller made a decent throw, just couldn't hang on. So we're looking at 3rd down for Hazleton area.
I would figure you're down 29. This is a 3rd and 16. You don't have to get it all back in this play, figuring that this is 4-down territory.
Exactly. You could pick up 8 or 9 here, and then you'd like to have more, but if that's what you could do, then work on the rest on the 4th down.
Coach Drumheller and Hazleton area take their first time out. They trail 29-0. And we'll keep it here. Well, we have a moment. Want to thank the Third Base Luncheonette for supplying our crew meal this season and for so many seasons here on WYLN. The Third Base Luncheonette located at the rear of 704 Carson Street next to the old Hazleton High School known as the Castle. And for the last time this regular season, the greatest testimonial on television. Joe DeMelfi, what do you got to say about a third base hoagie?
Nobody. And I mean nobody beats a third base hoagie.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could see Coach DeMelfi, he almost put a hole in this table. He believes so much in the third base luncheonette hoagie, and once again, thank you to all the fine folks at the third base luncheonette.
I'll have to tell you, Marty, between that third base hoagie I had and a halftime treat of eggs and pepper sandwich, my good friend Steve slipped the pepper, I'm full.
We'd like to thank everybody watching tonight on MetroCast Communications, especially those in the Berwick area, as the third down pass is incomplete. Wasn't there a time when DePippa played for Berwick and you had some things to say about Mr. DePippa?
Several. I've talked about a relative of his, but he called me today and said, don't talk about me, so I'm not saying anything.
So he bribed you with the pepper and egg?
No, this was a different.
Oh, different.
There are several.
I got you.
Many of them have played for the Berwick Bulldogs. But,
I'll catch up eventually.
You're going to have to do a study.
Yes.
Genealogy, is it called?
Something to that effect.
Yeah,
or something I'm sure Coach Curry has coached a lot of the generations as well.
No doubt.
4th down and 16. Heller going down the sideline, incomplete. He was looking for the senior Justice Agramonte.
I'll tell you what happened. Agramonte got turned around. The ball was in the air, and he couldn't find it. You see Heller with the throw, pretty good protection. Ball's up, and he just could not find the football. And the Bulldogs will take over. 3:38 left, third quarter.
And it'll be a 1st and 10 from their own 34. Curry to pass, and incomplete. Pass was intended for Trayvon Simmons. And I also noticed, Coach, even though it's November 1st, yesterday, Halloween, you even got a trick-or-treat care package as well.
Yes, Mrs. Burns, who always has treated me very well with the candy, and I appreciate it very much.
Is it going to make it to Berwick before you get home?
I don't know. They might find a lot of rappers over their mountain.
The 2nd down pass to Trenholm, good for a Harry's. You pull it 1st down, out to the Bulldog 45.
Berwick working on that short passing game now, Marty. We keep talking about that with both offenses, but the Bulldogs now looking forward, 29 up by 29, 3:21 clock running, and looking for that first round of the playoffs.
Curry, another quick drop pass, again complete to Trenholm, who slides down inside Cougar territory to the 46.
Defensive back, again, has to press that route. You got the sideline, middle of the field, you have help. You got to get up in the receiver's face. You can't give him 9 yards on 1st down without some problems off the line of scrimmage.
6 receptions now for Trenholm for 67 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 1. Stout back in the game in the backfield behind Curry. And this is Stout. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40 to the 39. Good for Harry's. You pull it. Berwick 1st down.
Push. Great job. Again, Steerley, Beckley, Ginger, Pierce, Perla, Woodishik. All doing. Vandermark has blocked well. Mazanki has blocked well.
Curry to pass. Now he's rolling, being pressured by Oliver. Gets away from Oliver, but can't get away from the next line of defense as Benet and Castile brought him down.
Good job defensively by Benet and Castile as Oliver gives chase. Looked like Curry sprinting toward Andrew Force. Didn't have time to try to throw it down the field.
And I'll tell you what, Joe, for as much as Coach Curry doesn't want to admit that the Dogs are deep, they've utilized a lot of players tonight. And I got to think whoever's preparing for them next week has got to be very concerned with their balance.
But he uses a lot of formations, a lot of different personnel. Right. Berwick's always been very well coached under Curry. does a nice job.
Wiegand gets the reception. He's out of bounds inside the 25. Good for another Harry's You Pull It. First down.
You know, defensively, there are a couple of things. Number one, you could sit in a vanilla defense. By vanilla, I mean 4-man front, 4 linebackers, 3 deep, and try to defense him. But he throws so many formations at you that you have to try to adjust with him, and it's difficult to do. Many times you can't find the formation. Many times you can't find the ball. Again, runs an offense that's deceptive, and the defense has to be ready for it. Then hopefully they get a couple breaks along the way.
Stout found something on that left side. He gets about 9 on the play to the 15 as the Bulldogs once again enter the Grand Central red zone.
You know, it doesn't hurt that your offensive line is given a great push and you have a back like Stout and Kowalski. So Berwick is, I think, set for the playoffs, and they're going to be formidable. There's no doubt about it.
And I think the other impressive thing tonight, Joe, Dane Kowalski, leading rusher, hasn't taken a pounding tonight, very limited in his action. Stout has carried the load tonight from the ground. And this is Stout again, first down and more. Stout pulling his way, still on his feet. Brought down inside the 5 to the 4, another. Harry's You Pull It, Berwick, first down.
I'm going to tell you what, watch the block right there by Vandermark.
Tell you what, you've said that name a lot tonight.
Yeah,
A.J. Vandermark.
He and Mazonki have done a great job, I'll be honest with you. Blocking, leading up in. Jordan Stout, it's tough enough to bring down. Then when you have a good blocking group in front of him, makes it even tougher.
First and goal, Stout. And they're going to rule him down shy of the goal line at the 1. The clock is going to run out. We're through 3 quarters here at Harmon Guy Stadium. The score, Berwick 29, Hazleton area nothing. 4th quarter action up next.
Award-winning children's recording artist Laurie Berkner will bring her music to Hazleton when the Laurie Berkner Band performs at the Wiltsey Center at the Historic Castle on Saturday, November 23rd at 2 p.m. Doors open at 12:30. Tickets may be purchased through wiltseycenter.org or at Ticketmaster retail outlets including select Boscov's and Walmart locations. The Laurie Berkner Band, November 23rd at the Wiltsey Center at the Historic Castle.
Schumacher Engineering Incorporated, providing diversified consulting engineering services throughout the Northeast for over 30 years. Call 455-9407 for Schumacher Engineering Incorporated.
We welcome you back on the Berger Family Dealership scoreboard. Start of the 4th quarter. The Bulldogs 1 quarter away from finishing the regular season a perfect 10-0, leading it 29-0. And this balance of this Berwick team on both sides of the football has been very impressive in watching them tonight.
Yeah, the first time we've had them, and they are impressive. They block, they run, cover the field defensively. They do a very nice job. As I said, they're looking for the second season, which will start next week.
And looking to get at least 2 home games at Crispin Field if everything goes well, is Stout. For the 4th time tonight, touchdown Berwick.
Jordan Stout, 6'1", as I said earlier, 230, right side. I don't know if he was touched. There you see Mazonki and Vandermark blocking, and Stout along with the right side of that line, Pierce, Perla.
Seeley on for the point after. Hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 11:58 left in the 4th, and the Bulldogs lead it 36-0.
What do you see? Perhaps you're noticing the rusted fender or the dented side panel. Maybe the first thing your eye goes to is the worn interior. But look closer and you'll see something else. Value. At Harry's You Pull It, we see value in your old car, and so will others. It's the reason we offer top dollar for your car. Junker, clunker, piece of tin, your car may have many names, but at Harry's, there's only one that matters: value. Visit one of our 3 locations today in Hazleton, Pennsburg, and Allentown.
As a diabetic, where do I turn for the special healthcare products and advice I need?
Come into your nearby Good Neighbor Pharmacy. We specialize in the unique concerns and needs you have as a diabetic patient. Your Good Neighbor pharmacist has a fully trained staff, stocks a broad selection of the products you need, and takes a personal interest in your health and well-being.
We welcome you back to Harmon Geist Stadium. The Bulldogs, 11:58 away from finishing the regular season. A perfect 10-0, leading 36-0 over Hazleton area. Olivia Seeley to kick it away. Another short kick, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Marty, the last kick that went out of bounds, they moved to midfield because of the penalty. I forgot to mention that, and I hear they'll put it at the 35 as it rolls out of bounds. Hazleton area will start their offense.
Bulldogs go 10 plays, 66 yards, 3:40 off the clock. Stout, another workhorse on that drive. 5 carries, 31 yards. Gets his 4th rushing touchdown from 1 yard out, and the Bulldogs lead at 36-0. Ball marked at the 35, a 1st and 10. And this Berwick defense, Joe, the impressive thing, they've gotten a big push up front, so you really can't do much in the middle. You try to go outside, and they got the speed to track you down.
Well, I'll tell you what, after this play, we'll talk a little bit about that. One of the things the defensive front does well is take up blockers. It takes 2 men to block 1 man, and that frees up the linebackers to get to the ball. And that's exactly what's happening. You have some defensive people up front. We're looking at third quarter stats, Marty.
A big third quarter for the Bulldogs, outrushing Hazleton area 98-28, 85 passing yards to 1, leading to a 159-29 advantage in total yardage, 21-11 in total plays, and the Bulldogs had the ball for 8 minutes and 19 seconds of that third quarter. Play action, Heller across the middle, has a man open. That's Glenn Zukowski into Berwick territory at the 43. Good for a Harry's, you pull it. First down.
Good route, cleared the line of scrimmage. Glenn Zukowski cleared the line of scrimmage. Right here. Berwick is in that zone-type defense. Nobody underneath. Nice throw by Heller. Zukowski picks up the first down.
Ball marked at the 43, 1st and 10. Give this to George, and George hit immediately, brought down for a loss by Zach Andrus.
Yeah, Zach Andrus up the field. Anytime you try to run it, there you see it. Zach Andrus sat and waited up the field, make the tackle.
Now, Joe, for Hazleton area, not the way you wanted this season to come to an end. Come away, it looks like a 3-7 record, but we've seen improvement in this squad, and Coach Drumheller is going to say goodbye to a lot of seniors, but just like this young man, Zach Zukowski, who was brought down for a loss by Klinger, he's going to be back. Ryan Heller is going to be back.
I'll tell you what, they definitely have improved. They've gotten better. Heller has definitely gotten better. He's run a pretty good offense, throws the ball well. You have to take advantage of that. And when I talk, speaking of Berwick now, when I talk about run support, Alex Klinger just gave you a lesson in run support. But you're right, Marty. I think that there's definitely something to work with. You work with those offensive linemen, defensive linemen in the weight room off season.
Just get the play off, and Andrus is going to sack Heller back into Cougar territory.
I'll tell you what, when you look at Berwick, Zach Andrus, a junior, getting some playing time. We talk about this all the time. Played a little, now is getting some playing time. up the field very quickly and makes the sack.
So the ball will be back at the 48 of Hazleton area, making it 4th and 19. Cougars need to go to the Berwick 33 for a first down. Heller will go out of the gun. Zukowski to his left. Here come the Bulldogs' pressure. Heller's pass complete to Oakes. Oakes inside the 40, brought down at the 39, shy of the first down.
There's a good example of Heller, and he did well there. He made a nice throw under a lot of pressure. He hung in there and made the throw. It was a completion. It's not enough for the first down, but I'll tell you what, if I'm evaluating film for next year and I look at that, I see something to work with.
As you see the clock running on the Berger Family Dealership scoreboard as this game has entered the mercy rule. Curry to pass, complete to Simmons, out to midfield. Good for a Harry Zhu pull it first down as Beelan with the tackle.
Trevon Simmons, a junior. Short route. C.J. Curry makes the throw, and the Bulldogs have the first.
Stout on the carry. Stout still on his feet, bullying his way near the 30. Good for a Harry Zhu pull it first down.
I'd like to go back when they cut that film up and look at this play that Berwick has run maybe 8, maybe 10 times. And I'd like to see what the average gain is on that play. It must be 15 to 18 yards, if not more.
Ball marked 1st and 10 at the Cougar 30. Tops play to Daquan Hellenthal, a sophomore. Hellenthal inside the 25 to the 23.
Oakes came up, made a nice tackle on that play. Has the clock under 7 minutes. Berwick looking to a home game for the first playoff game.
Hellenthal tossed this time to the right side. Gets inside the 20. Good for Harry Zhu pull it first down.
Hellenthal, sophomore, getting that playing time. We always talk about younger players practice. They may play in JV games, but getting that varsity experience, very important.
Hellenthal cuts it up the middle. Hellenthal into the end zone. Touchdown, Berwick.
Hey, what happened there, that right to left motion as Hellenthal takes it into the end zone. All of a sudden things just start to spread out here, and he's able to make the cut back, no backside pursuit.
His 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And Seeley on for the point after.
Game now, obviously completely out of hand for Hazleton area. What you do now is you work on, as we talked about. I'd give Hellenthal, I have Hellenthal in my brain. He just scored. I'd give Heller some more snaps here. You need to talk to your offense. Tell them we have to execute. It's 6:04 left. We can't just give up the ship, and go from there.
We'd like to remind you, high school football on WILN brought to you by AM 19 Delivers. Fast, free, reliable service. Use the same dry cleaning service used by the Cougar football team. Call Angelo today at 570-436-2705. And by Valley Pets. Why pay big box pricing when you can have quality and affordability at your neighborhood pet supply store? On October 26th, Valley Pets celebrated their 5th-year anniversary. While we have a moment, a couple of weeks ago was the wedding of Chris Jayas and his lovely bride, Megan. Chris, the son of our very own Barry Jayas and his wife, Michelle. And Chris, a former top running back and linebacker at Bishop Hayfie. And Chris, always a quality young man, so congratulations to him and Megan on their wedding a couple weeks ago, 2 Saturdays ago. And many years of happiness to Chris and Megan. As Oaks brings the ball out to the 35-yard line for a 1st and 10. Bulldogs go 5 plays, 62 yards, 2:22 off the clock. Hellenthal, 3 carries, 30 yards, including his last one from 18 yards out for the touchdown.
A lot of younger players on the field defensively for the Bulldogs as the Cougars come to the line of scrimmage.
Zukowski is going to throw it, looking for Oaks, incomplete.
Nice throw, strong arm by Zukowski to get it down there. Good coverage, Berwick doesn't give up the receiver.
Josh Gregory on the coverage.
Marty, I know we haven't talked a lot tonight about the playoffs, but we have Crestwood Coughlin tomorrow night, I believe.
And it's going to be at Wilkes-Barre Memorial Stadium.
Looks like to be the determining factor for that 4th team.
Zukowski will get 10 plus on the carry before being brought down by Tom Labaugh.
Labaugh, a 6', 175-pound junior, makes that tackle after Zukowski picks up good yardage.
Ball marked at the 48. Gain of 13 on the play. Officials timeout. It's like that's Zeb Kopczynski with problems with his helmet. Trying to get it. And Oaks also had his helmet off as well. First and 10 from the Cougar 48. This time it'll be Nick George on the carry. George into Bulldog territory. He's brought down at the 44. Gain of 8.
Coach Drumheller doing I believe a good job here running his offense, working on letting Heller take some snaps there as they run that inside play with the backside lineman pulling and picking up good yardage again.
Zach Zukowski with the gain of 12 yards. That will put him over 1,000 yards for the season. And congratulations to Zach Zukowski on this run here.
There you see Zukowski getting up the field, and you're right, Marty. He's had a very good year for the Cougars. Zach Zukowski over 1,000. Our hats go off to him.
And he'll be one of those players leaned upon next year as he'll be back for his senior season. Heller looking to pass, looking for the screen to George as he slips down for a loss of 2 at the 34.
I'll tell you again, Heller needs to get that ball a little higher. That pressure up the field. Schechterly was up the field with pressure, and it caused Heller to get rid of the ball, but a little short, so the screen looked like it was set up. He just didn't get the ball there, and that was because of the pressure from that Bulldog front.
2nd and 12 from the 34. Zukowski again on the carry. He'll get about 4 to the 30. Brought down by Tanner Kacherka.
Kacherka with a nice, he stepped up in there and made the tackle. Again, another junior who does a good job defensively.
And Joe, I got to get this in before the game ends. A week from tonight, I'll be celebrating my 5th wedding anniversary with my lovely bride Danielle. So just wanted to wish her a happy anniversary. And can you believe she's put up with me this long?
Oh, she's a saint too.
George, a short gain on 3rd down.
In a serious vein, congratulations
to
you and Danielle. And 5 years, I remember being at the wedding, and can't believe 5 years have gone by that fast. But 4th down for the Cougars, Marty. 1:40 left. Bulldogs, undefeated regular season. That has a pretty good sound to it if you're a Berwick fan.
On 4th down, a toss to Zukoski. Cuts it back. Zukoski stays on his feet very near the 1st down, and I believe by the official spot they'll give it to him. It's a Harry Zhu pull at 1st down.
I'll tell you what, the Bulldogs had him trapped on the left side offensively, right side defensively, but the backside didn't get there, and nice bit of running as Hazleton area moving the ball here.
A lot of action has to take place on the weekend, but it is believed that the winner of that Crestwood-Coughlin game would be the 4 seed, and that's who Berwick would be hosting. But we say that with an asterisk that depending what happens tonight in some other action, that the seeding may change as well.
Yeah, you have Abington Heights playing Scranton, I believe, and I think that's tonight. That's a big game. Crestwood, Coughlin tomorrow night, big game. Berwick will host probably one of those teams, winner being the 4th place team in the district.
Zukoski inside the 10, out of bounds inside the 5. The one team I don't think they would play next weekend would be Scranton Prep, who going into tomorrow is also 9-0.
Yeah, and they're, I believe, ranked 2nd in the district right now. So I think you're right, Marty. That's a team that Berwick would see if both win down the road.
Hazleton area takes a timeout. They don't want the clock to continue to run. Want to try to get the score before the clock runs out. And I believe Barry J said he had a picture from the wedding. And there's Chris and Megan. And congratulations to them both. And we've had a chance to see Chris play at Bishop Hafey, outstanding running back and linebacker. And one of the things about Chris, he always had a smile on his face that always very pleasant, and always enjoyed talking to him, and congratulations to him.
Best of luck to the new bride and groom.
So a 1st and goal coming up for the Cougars from the 3 with 27.2 seconds left. And I would think if they don't get it in, they do have another timeout that they would probably like to burn to try to end this season with a scoring drive.
I'll be honest with you. I would, if I were on that sideline, I'd want them to end the season with a scoring drive. And we're looking at a touchdown, I believe, with a toss to the left side.
Nick George with the touchdown run. Cougars on the board. 5th rushing touchdown for Nick George on the Service Electric Wilkes-Barre replay.
You know, now, Marty, when you look at this, you're looking toward next year. I mean, you have a kicker here who's Williams, pretty good kicker, so you're going to go ahead and kick it. But everything you do from this point on is for next year. And I mean next football season. And when you're in the weight room, that's the thought you have to have. Off season, you point toward that first game next fall.
Williams' point after was good with 23.2 seconds remaining. And the Cougars get on the board, trailing 43-7. But I think a lot of the confidence boost, Zach Zukoski picked up his 1,000 yards on that last drive. Get him to that milestone and have him have a good feeling heading into the off season and getting ready for his senior season as one of the key cogs of the Cougar offense for next year.
Yeah, one of the things when I look at Hazleton area, I look at their offensive line, all seniors. So you're going to lose a very good group there as we look at our player, Fairway Motors player of the game.
Jordan Stout, 4 rushing touchdowns on the night. Finished with 16 carries, 98 yards in those 4 touchdowns, and also some big plays from his linebacker spot on defense.
Exactly. I think that the offense was one thing, but he made some very nice plays on the defensive side of the ball.
Congratulations to Jordan Stout, our Fairway Subaru player of the game. Big night carrying the load offensively for Stout, getting the Bulldogs ready for the playoffs next weekend. Cougars, probably their last offensive possession of the year. 11 plays, 65 yards, 5:40 off the clock. Zukoski on that drive, 5 carries, 49 yards. And in there, he picked up his 1,000-yard on the season. Nick George, from 4 yards out, got the Cougars on the board. Williams to kick it away. And it's going to roll and get it into the end zone for the touchback.
Marty, I have to tell you that as we go to the last 23 seconds, I enjoyed the year. Enjoyed
it's been a pleasure as always, buddy.
And see if I can get my contract renewed for next year.
Well, we certainly hope so. As I've thoroughly enjoyed it, you are definitely the best in the business, and I don't care what anybody says. Best analyst that you can work with, and on that note, got to thank the fine production crew who's done a great job all season long. Good for them that the conditions have been very good for them, but a great crew to work with, the best in the business, bringing a lot of the great shots you see here on WYLN. As Arner will run the last play of the regular season for the Bulldogs. Take it to the right side and gain about 2 yards on the play as the Berwick Bulldogs finish the regular season with a 10-0 record as they come away with the victory tonight by a score of 43-7 as they'll await a future opponent next weekend as the district playoffs in AAA begin in the state of Pennsylvania. I'm sure that Coach Curry will be very attentive to the Scranton Prep game tomorrow afternoon, as well as what goes on at Wilkes-Barre Memorial Stadium tomorrow night between Crestwood and Coughlin.
I think one of the things, Marty, you look at both teams exchanging handshakes as Joe Flanagan is trying to get himself situated on the field, but you have to be impressed with the Bulldogs. We talked about this. Their strengths.
As the Bulldogs go to 10-0, C.J. Curry, 10 of 14 passing tonight, 142 yards and a touchdown. Trent Holmes, 6 receptions, 67 yards. And our Fairway Subaru player of the game, Jordan Stout, 16 carries, 98 yards, 4 rushing touchdowns as the Bulldogs go to 10-0 on this 2013 regular season. A balanced attack, 226 yards on the ground, 166 through the air for the Bulldogs. 392 yards of total offense. It was a little bit of a grind for about a half, but a big third quarter for the Bulldogs. Get them to 10-0 as they'll await their playoff opponent next weekend?
I'll tell you what, Marty, it was a grinding beginning. They wore that Hazleton defense down. And again, we talked about the offensive line and the strength of the blocking, the up-backs blocking for Jordan Stout. But Bulldogs definitely on their game tonight and ready for the playoffs.
As they had their last meeting before heading into the locker room with Coach Curry, as this Bulldog team will be very dangerous come the playoffs beginning next weekend. Looking in amidst the crowd, and Joe Flanagan is grabbed. Winning head coach. Let's head down to the field and George Curry.
Coach, first drive of the second half really seemed to set the tempo for your offense. Any changes at halftime?
Oh yeah, we straightened some blocking schemes out and just showed them what they're doing on the board defensively, how our defense and our formations, and we took advantage of some things and we played better. We played more hard. I get on their butt. You got to play with heart. You know what I mean? We went through the motions, and we cranked it up, and we played better.
I heard you talking in your team huddle a little bit about being 10-0. What's that mean to the program?
Well, this is the 17th team that since Berwick football started that had an undefeated regular season. So we wanted to put our name in the record books, and now the second season starts. Football's 2 seasons: regular season, postseason. Now we got a 6-game schedule.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Good luck in the playoffs. Congratulations on a 10-0 regular season, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Okay. Back upstairs to you, Joe and Marty.
Thanks a lot, Coach, and thank you, Joe. And, Coach, you have a good day as well.
One of the things he mentioned is that they got after him. They played harder in the second half, and that showed it on the field.
And as he mentioned, a very big accomplishment. You didn't want to have a stumble here and head to the playoffs 9-1. It was something to play for. You got yourself as one of 17 teams in the Berwick football history to say you went undefeated, and it's definitely quite an accomplishment. As you know, it's not easy to just simply say, you're going to go 10-0.
No, it's not easy by any means. It's a difficult road. Everybody's shooting for you. But as I said, Berwick at the top of their game. Looking forward to next Saturday.
Get a look at that score by quarter, and as we mentioned, it was a little bit of a struggle as the Bulldogs only led 9-0 at the half, but that big third quarter, including a spurt where in a 3-minute, 11-second span, the Bulldogs scored 3 touchdowns, put them up 29-0, and they didn't look back as they would come away with the 43-7 victory over Hazleton area. As the Cougars say goodbye officially to what Coach Drumheller has grouped as a great group of seniors. And fortunately, their season will end with a 3-7 record. Berwick heads to the playoffs 10-0. Gonna get a look at the post-game recap brought to you by Service Electric Wilkes-Barre, starting with the opening drive, 11 plays, 77 yards. Jordan Stout capped it off with the 2-yard run. That made it 6-0, and then a tough to handle the snap for Dallas Arner, and the Cougars will recover, keeping the score 6-0. Heading to second quarter action in the final 3 minutes of the opening half, Dane Kowalski picked up the punt, and he would go 55 yards on this punt return that would take the Bulldogs all the way down to the Cougar 21-yard line, and that would set up Olivia Seeley from 31 yards out, and that made it 9-0 Bulldogs. After a fumble recovery with 22 seconds left, a double pass, Arner found Kowalski, and that would get the Bulldogs down inside the 20. And in the final seconds of the half, Curry over the middle to Trenholm, and he'd get down to the 3. The Bulldogs were able to down it with 1 second left. Seeley tried the field goal, and it would just go off the goalpost, no good. And at the half, it was 9-0 Bulldogs. And in the third quarter, Trenholm, a big kickoff return that would get the Bulldogs great starting field position. A couple penalties brought it back to the 44. The Bulldogs will go 56 yards in 8 plays. Stout, his second touchdown of the night from 1 yard out. The point after was blocked, made it 15-0. Then after a short field, Stout from 6 yards out into the end zone, point after good, made it 22-0 Berwick. And then Mazonki with the big hit and sack, forcing the fumble that would give Berwick the ball at the 42. One play. C.J. Curry to Vandermark, and he would go from 42 yards out. Point after good, made it 29-0 Berwick. First play of the fourth quarter, Stout for the fourth time on the night. Point after was good, making it 36-0 Bulldogs. And then we saw some of the youth. Daquan Hellenthal from 18 yards out capped the 62-yard drive, making it 43-0 Bulldogs. And on a drive that got Zach Sukoski his 1,000th yard, this run will get the Cougars inside the 5 to the 4. And Nick George would end the 65-yard scoring drive with the touchdown, making it 43-7. And that's the way it would end. The Berwick Bulldogs finished the regular season a perfect 10-0 and come away with a 43-7 victory over the Hazleton area Cougars on our regular season finale of high school football game of the week here on WYLN. Joe, your final thoughts on tonight and the regular season as a whole?
I thought the regular season gave us a couple very good games. Most of the games were competitive. I think the other thing you have to look about tonight is I believe Hazleton does have a future. I think there are some players there that definitely could be the keystone for that team. Bulldogs, second season coming up. First game next week at Crisman Field. See what happens.
And I'll tell you what, we haven't seen every team. But, boy, Berwick was good. I would say they were probably the best team we saw all year.
Yeah, they're impressive. Like I said, both sides of the ball. Offensively, they can get some things done. They have some skilled people. They can run. Defensively, their defensive front bottles you up. Linebackers can make plays. So, but definitely a very good football team.
Buddy, I've enjoyed it. Hopefully we have some action down the line and get to work with you once again, my friend. Thank you for everything, and thank you to our outstanding production crew. Without them, we wouldn't be able to get you the great shots that you've seen week after week here on WYLN. For our director, Barry Jayas. For the stat man, Jim Burns. For Joe Flanagan, Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. The final score, once again, Berwick finishes off the regular season 10-0 with a 43-7 victory over Hazleton area. This has been a WYLN Sports Special presentation. Good night from Hazleton.